Hello friends, it's Astro here, and today I thought I'd do a little bit of tinkering, right? You guys know that I love Prison Architect. This is a really, really clever game. And it's been, kind of preying on my mind since I did that last tutorial. Someone asked the question of, well, how is the escape, routed? How are people going to decide which door they use when they want to get out of a prison, right? Which is the path that they take. And thankfully, there's a way for us to see that. So I've slapped together this little prison here, which has got some dudes in it, and it's got a kitchen and all that sort of stuff, and it's got, a bunch of big jail doors leading out to an insecure area out here where all my offices and stuff are, and then there's a big old blank space, and then the edge of the map. And with that in mind, we can now press, because I'm in cheat mode, right? So I've got cheats enabled on this map because I was just tinkering. I can press F9 and bring up the debug menu, and there's a whole bunch of stuff in here which is really fun to play with. So if you haven't tinkered with this, do go ahead and turn on bits and bobs and see what things do. But the one that we're going to look at today is the escape map, right? So we're going to turn this guy on and check this out. How gorgeous is this? Basically, the shading, the different color, shows the security level of the cell. So in this case, the cells in this cell, well, when I say cell, I mean one of these squares is called a cell in the game engine. So one of these squares here in this cell behind this door is classified as extremely secure because you got this door, then you got to come all the way up and around here, down this corridor through this large jail door, another one, and notice that the color goes sort of orange and then dark orange, and then through this door it's red, and through this door, we're outside and we're flashing red, which means totally insecure. Right? So I thought that was really cool to be able to see that. But I'll raise the stakes a little bit. Check this out. I've been at work, and I've made myself this little a little experimental zone where we can see each of the different types of doors. So a wooden door, staff door, jail door, etc., all the way up to a remote door, which is the final one that we can play with. So each of these doors has its own health level. So if you remember from the last tutorial, a regular door was very weak. But a remote door and a solitary door, very, very strong. Take a lot of energy to kick that down. So what we're going to do is I've created this little section. The extra nubbins in here were because I was testing with multiple doors. And then if we look at this, okay, this is classified as secure because it's behind a door and then leads into a less secure corridor, and out we go from there. So if I go into here and say, right, materials, demolish walls, so the wall between this very secure area and this not very secure area. So I'll pull out, let's go with this wooden door first. We'll demolish that. And great, obviously, the entire security level of the prison drops dramatically. All of these corridors are extremely insecure, and everyone is now going to path this way to get out to this corridor and make it out to freedom. Makes total sense, right? And then as we go along, when we open up additional doors, okay, so this one is now looking like it's a preferred path. Even though it's stronger than a wooden door, people are going to go out through this staff door instead. And as we go further and further, you'll notice that pattern continues. It doesn't look like the hit points of the door actually counts towards which way people go. Essentially, they're just saying there is a door or a gate of some description between me and the outside world. Whichever one is the closest, there is one layer of security. I will target that one layer of security. So if right now I were to use my special menu here that comes from a mod called Total Chaos. It's good if you want to give everyone an assault rifle and then kick off a prison-wide riot. That can be very enjoyable. But if I kick this off in this area right now, these guys, oops, click, click, there we go. I have to do it in an area which is, alright, let's just do a prison-wide. No, we'll do it localized. Here we go. So just these guys here, run for it, guys. And they go to the nearest door they can to try and get out. And then I'll disappoint them by doing this. And they're still freaking out because at the moment, they're trying to punch these doors down, but watch them getting confused. Isn't this fun? Because at the moment, the logic behind which way should we go is currently recalculating across the entire prison. By closing all of those routes off, all of this is going, oh, hang on a second, I need to figure this out again. So the logic spreads out from the ingress point here and slowly works its way across the whole prison. As it reaches these guys, they're going to go in a different direction. So they'll be updated, their AI will be updated, and now they're going to run in this direction, heading down to this path to get out of the prison. I think that's fascinating, don't you? The way that the logic sort of is instantaneous within that moment, and you can see which way they're going to go, and then you can mess with them. But, you know, that's just my sadistic little nature. So yeah, it doesn't look like hit points are actually really, you know, affect the path whatsoever. And the same goes for different materials, even though, so I've got this turned on to all here. It looks like there's another one here called rope, but it doesn't seem to make a difference. It seems to be the same. So I don't think there's a way that we can view what happens when you have a rope and you're trying to escape using a rope over a fence. There is a way that you can see the dig paths, which is this guy here, and which way people are going to dig to try and get out of the prison, but nothing for how to get out with the rope. So if you are Chris DeLay and you see this video, do please let me know which way I can see, which way people are going to use ropes to get out of the prison. But anyway, guys, I thought you might appreciate that. The recalculation and all that sort of stuff, I really find that satisfying. One last thing before we go. Here's an interesting thing to note. If I were to go ahead and say, let's see. So there's 4 doors this way, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be the easiest path for everyone. Now let's say that in this section here, I'm going to grab 4 large jail doors. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And that'll recalculate all of that out. Once that's finished doing its thing, we'll just get in and snick out this wall to create a 4-point path. Come on. Can someone get that rubbish for me, please? Let's speed this up a little bit. Get one of the workmen in. There's a piece of rubbish blocking that door. I don't want that to be locked open before I knock this wall down. Bugger it. Let's go. Okay, cool. So we recalculated, and now you can see that pretty much everyone's going to go that way, right? From across this side of the prison. There is a break point in this corridor, right? Just about here is the split where people are going to choose either they go south through these doors or north through these doors. And as I go further and place additional large jail doors, watch what happens to the the logic map as we go. So we'll place one more, and it recalculates. There we go. So the security level climbs, but we're still going to go out this way, even though there's one more door in this direction. The direction going this way has come back to the north a little bit further, and if we add one more door, it'll recalculate again. So even though there's 2 more doors here, prisoners are going to try and get out this way, coming out of their cells, because it's a more direct path, and I assume there's going to be less guards in the way. We can keep going by adding more and more doors, but it'll probably get to just here in front of the door. Oh no, that's still pretty good. So this whole cell block is trying to get out through all of these doors instead of going out through the front gate. How far do we have to go? One more? Yeah, okay, there we go. So now that's considered to be too secure. It's also worth noting, if I lock one of these doors open, it immediately changes that back to, okay, that way is easier now because they know that that door is locked open. I don't know how they would know that, but they know that that door is locked open and they know that that's an easier path. So there you go. I thought that would be a little bit interesting to have a bit of a look into how the gutty works of this whole system, like, you know, how the prisoners think on a moment-by-moment basis. I hope you found that useful. I hope you found that interesting. Have you found something cool and interesting? Let me know in the comments below. Tell me what cool stuff you found while tinkering about with this game and seeing what there is to see. And we can, yeah, explore that together. Alright, friends. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all next time.